Hi all. In last lecture we saw about biopotential, and in this lecture we will be seeing about biopotential electrodes and the type of electrodes. At the end of this lecture you will be able to know what is the mechanism involved in transduction process, the characteristics of biopotential electrodes and the different types of biopotential electrodes. Now, let us discuss about what is an electrode. The electrodes are generally used to pick up the electrical signals of the body. In presenting a bioelectric event to the preamplifier of signal processing circuit, a pair of electrodes plays the role of a transducer. How to choose the type of electrode then? The type of electrode to be used depends upon the location of the bioelectric event and the dimensions of the bioelectric generator. With respect to electrodes, we need to know about the potential generated through the same. The voltage developed at an electrode electrolyte interference is designated as the half cell potential or the electrode potential. In case of a metal solution interface, an electrode potential results from the difference in rates between two opposing processes. The first one is going to be the passage of ions from the metal into the solution, and the second one is going to be the combination of metallic ions in solution with electrons in the metal to form atoms of the metal. This half cell potential cannot be measured without a second electrode. The half cell potential of the standard hydrogen electrode has been arbitrarily set to 0. The reason for half cell potential is based upon the charge separation at the interface. During the electrode electrolyte interface, we have two reactions which occurs. The first one is oxidation and the second one is reduction. We can infer through this diagram on the electrode electrolyte interface. The oxidation reaction causes atoms to lose their electrons, whereas the reduction reaction causes the atoms to gain the electrons. Let us now see about the perfectly polarizable electrodes and the perfectly non-polarizable electrodes. The electrodes in which no net transfer of charge occurs across the metal electrolyte interface are called as perfectly polarized electrodes, whereas the electrode in which unhindered exchange of charge is possible across the metal electrolyte interface are called perfectly non polarizable electrodes. Here, the perfectly polarizable electrodes is given as silver chloride electrode, which is used for recording, and while the other platinum electrode is used in stimulation process. We will move on to the next topic, that is the types of electrodes. There are three types of electrodes: the microelectrodes, the second one is depth and needle electrodes, and the third one is surface electrodes. The microelectrodes are used to measure the bioelectric potential near or within a single cell. These are also called as intracellular electrodes. Microelectrodes are divided into two categories, namely metallic and non-metallic. The non-metallic microelectrode is called as micropipette. The microelectrodes have small diameter and bring insertion of the electrode into the cell. There will not be any damage to the cell during the insertion. When a microelectrode is used to measure the potential of the cell, it is located within the cell, while the reference electrode is situated outside the cell. The metal microelectrodes are formed by electrolytically etching the tip of a tungsten or stainless steel wire to a fine point. This technique is known as electropointing. The second type is depth and needle electrodes. These are used to measure the bioelectric potential of the highly localized extracellular regions in brain or bioelectric potentials from a specific group of muscles. These are also called as internal electrodes. These internal electrodes are used with wire for the measurement of biopotentials in the inner part of the region. Electrodes are used to study the electrical activity of the neurons in superficial layers of the brain, whereas the needle electrodes are used to record the peripheral nerves action potential, which is electroneurography. Here, these internal electrodes are used for detecting the fetal electrocardiogram during the labor by means of the needle electrode. The surface recording electrodes are classified into 5 types: metal plate electrodes, suction cup electrode, adhesive tape electrode, multi-point electrode, and floating electrode. Here, now we are going to see about the floating electrode. The multi-point electrode and the floating electrode, here the metal does not contact subject directly. That is, the contact is made through an electrolyte. By means of this electrode, movement artifact is eliminated, and this is called as liquid junction electrode. In this presentation, we are going to see about the metal plate electrodes and the adhesive tape electrode. The metal plate electrode is formed of German silver, nickel silver or nickel plated steel and used as surface electrodes for ECG measurement. When these electrodes are applied on the skin with electrode paste, typically DC resistance values are in the range from 2 to 10 kilo ohms, whereas the impedance is high to a few hundred ohms. Then the next type is the adhesive type. Adhesive, what is the adhesive? It is going to be the gum-like tape electrode. So the pressure of the surface electrode against the skin may squeeze the electrode paste out. To avoid this problem, adhesive tape electrode is used. It consists of a lightweight metallic screen backed by a pad for electrode paste. And this is shown in the figure over here. We have seen already the 4 types of surface electrode, and this suction cup electrode is to be the last electrode of surface electrode. This suction is more practical and is well suited for attachment to flat surfaces of the body and to regions where the underlying tissue is very soft. Although physically large, as you can see from the figure, the suction is at the top with the rubber bulb and it is connected through a lead wire terminal. This electrode has a small area because only the rim is in contact with the skin. Hope everyone is now aware about the biopotential electrodes and the type of the same. Thank you. In this next lecture, we will be seeing about biological amplifiers and the equivalent circuits of the electrodes.